Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Cantor Moses. Everyone's saying Shabbat Shalom to each other. And it is so wonderful to be here on this very special Shabbat as we sing together. Even though we can't hear each other, we can feel each other's presence as we sing. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad, hinei ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom. So, friends, as you can see right there, Siman Tov u'Mazel Tov to Leah Goldsand and her family as she becomes a bat mitzvah this Shabbat. And before I invite them to light our candles with all of you at home, I'll just say a little introduction or a kavanah, an intention for this very special Shabbat that we celebrate you, Leah, and your family. So this Shabbat, we read the Torah portion of Pinchas, and a lot happens in this parsha, in this portion. But what I want to share specifically is a story about the Benot Slofachad. And what is that? That is the daughters, these are the daughters of a man named Slofachad, who passes away and doesn't have any sons, but has 5 daughters. And of course, at that time, to leave land and a legacy would only be given if you had sons. But these wise women, these wise, strong, and let's see, what does the Talmud say? The daughters of Slofachad were wise, seeking, and righteous because they said, this is not fair. This is not right. And they went to Moses and they said, Moses, you need to go directly to God. And you need to say, this is unjust. This is unfair just because we're women. You're not going to grant us land and our father's legacy to continue. And so you know what happens? God answers Moses and says, they're right. They deserve the land. They deserve to continue their father's legacy. Okay, so we think this is a win-win, right? That the women stood up for themselves and they went to Moses. Moses went to God and God said yes. Well, there were some caveats to this win. We're not going to get into all of those, but why I bring this story up tonight is because, of course, Temple Israel is no stranger to strong female leadership and women who speak up and stand for what they believe in. And of course, this is also my wonderful transition and welcome to another strong female leader in our community as she becomes bat mitzvah tomorrow. And I've had the joy and pleasure to watch her grow up and blossom into the young, powerful leader that she is, and that we are blessed to have her and her family in our community to bring much light in our lives, an extra light on this Shabbat. So with that, I invite you all at home with the gold sands and myself to find your Shabbat candles as we'll all light together, and then the gold sand family will lead us in our blessing. All right. I was having trouble with my... All right. All right, Gold Sand family, you can unmute yourselves and lead us in our candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, tzivanu l'chli ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you so much, Gold Sand family. Mazal Tov. We celebrate you, and we wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. And how we enter Shabbat is by singing Lecha Dodi. Our Shabbat bride, we welcome the metaphor of light and joy and newness. And please God, may this new Shabbat bring us some of that safety, healing, beauty, and most important, peace. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalala, 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 sheni Shabbat, nekavela, yalala, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalala, 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 sheni Shabbat, nekavela, shamor bezachor bedibur echad, yishmianu elav. Shabbat, nekavela, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, likrat Shabbat lechumenelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, Daveri, kevod Adonai, alayit nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela. We rise. Glory v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha Dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekavela. We remain standing for our Baruch prayer. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Baruch et Adonai, Amen. We continue with this beautiful interpretation of the prayer Ma'ariv Aravim, which focuses on the theme of creation, of darkness and light. Please join me in this reading. A wind arrived from you one evening by the sea, caught a cloud and breathed it toward the sun, whose cooling warmth drew it pink and orange, purple, yellow, gold upon the strands, and waves your sea wind had whipped white, caught the gold, laughed up the yellow, till waves and clouds, bright sea, bright sky, rode together. A tide of clouds come in, a tide gone out to welcome evening sun, like mystics surging towards Shabbat, its colors melting in the tide. Umavir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uvein laila Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai amariv Aravim. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatecha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. And now I invite Leah Goldsand, our bat mitzvah, to lead us in our Shema and Ve'ahavta prayers.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ata et Adonai Elohecha, V'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'adecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'elech, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha. V'shinatam levenecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtacha v'veitecha, uvleteha b'derech, uv'shochveha uv'kumecha. Yukshartam la'ot al yadecha, lehayu latatafot bein einecha, uktabtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tixkeru, vasitem mitzkol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher tziyatziyatem, v'eretz mitzrayim, v'chot lahem. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet. Yasher koach, Leah. Beautifully done. And you can see what a exciting Shabbat we have in store tomorrow with Leah's leadership. We continue reading together a prelude to our Micha Mocha prayer. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We sing Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha. Ba'elim Adonai. Mi Chamocha. Nedar HaKodesh. Norad Gilot. Before we sing together our Hashkivenu prayer, our prayer for peace, this melody that I've chosen, we've sung together before, but instead of just peace as its emphasis, there's also ahava, there's also love. And I want to share a beautiful passage by Parker J. Palmer, who's an educational theorist, who says such beautiful things about prayer. One of my favorite passages from a book called To Know as We Are Known. And he says, in prayer, we allow ourselves to be known by love, to receive this freeing and redeeming knowledge of ourselves. In prayer, we learn to know others and the world in the same loving way. The mind immersed in prayer no longer thinks in order to divide and conquer, to manipulate and control. But now thinking becomes an act of love, a way of acknowledging our common bonds and assuming our rightful role in the created community. We sing together, Let There Be Love, Hashkivenu. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Ushmor tzeitenu, uvoenu lechaim, ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, Sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Israel et hashamayim v'asan et hashamayim ledorotam berit olam ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Israel et hashabat, la'asot et hashabat, ledorotam berit olam. I don't know about any of you, but if you could see the Gold Sand family dancing and swaying with such joy, I love it. I mean, you're giving me joy. But if you want, you guys can sit down actually, because I'm going to share a little bit of Torah right now. So you can stand if you want. And anyone else, feel free to sit for a moment as I share a little bit of Torah before we rise together as a community. But sit for now before we pray our Amidah prayer. As this week, I wrote about a very special time, a very serious time, actually, in our Jewish calendar. And I've always believed in the wisdom of our Jewish calendar. This, my friends, was my article, so forgive me if you've already read it. You can internalize it again, that I wrote this week for our community. But I think it's really important to share that at this moment, this unprecedented moment in our lives, that we surrender to the rhythm and the messages that are embedded in our liturgical year, in the wisdom of our Jewish calendar. So this past Thursday was the 17th day of the Jewish month of Tammuz. And that day is traditionally observed as a minor fast day, which starts and begins a 3-week mourning period known as Bein HaMitzarim, which literally means between the straits, or in the narrow places, or within our restrictions. And it's also simply known as the 3 weeks. And what does that mean? It's the period of summer that begins with this fast day and culminates with the commemoration of what some to believe the most tragic day of the Jewish year, which is Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of the month of Av, that grieves the destruction of both of the first and second temples of Jerusalem, as well as other calamities throughout Jewish history. But this dark time of the 3 weeks was first mentioned in the biblical book of the prophet Zechariah, and since then has been observed as a period of deep mourning and sadness. And even though most liberal Jews, most of us, do not observe this fast of Tammuz, I think it's nevertheless fascinating to understand the origins of this day and time period in relation to the rest of our calendar. So according to the Mishnah, many tragedies happened on the 17th day of Tammuz, such as Moses breaking the original 10 commandments. We remember that story as the Israelites worshiped the golden calf, and the travesty of when the walls of the old city of Jerusalem were breached, which apparently led to the destruction of the temple 3 weeks later. So during these 3 weeks, similar to the period of the Omer, some Jews refrained from joyous activities, such as weddings or concerts, haircuts, shaving, even listening to music or doing things that bring them joy and beauty to their lives. No weddings, no parties, no concerts or dancing, no haircuts. Kind of sounds like a bit of what we've been experiencing under our restrictions, our borders during this time of the pandemic. And while it is very bizarre to compare the 3 weeks of the Jewish calendar to what we are experiencing as moderns living during this fragile time of COVID, I'd say it isn't a very far stretch. We can certainly relate to feeling restricted and confined to our borders and being challenged to live in the narrowness, in the narrow places of our lives. while acknowledging the deep losses we are experiencing as individuals as well as collectively throughout our country and throughout our world. So whether you have personally experienced, God forbid, a loss of a loved one, or perhaps a loss of a job, or the way in which you perform your job, a loss of a business, part of your income, security, insurance, childcare, education, equality, or the ability to just hug and care for loved ones. We have all experienced a loss and grief of some kind. However, what I find particularly beautiful about these 3 weeks, Dafka, which means especially this year, is the space it provides us by giving us permission to mourn and to truly surrender to our deepest grief in a personal way. But that is also coupled with a collective energy and support that links us to a painful past and also connects us to a hopeful future of rebuilding, of health and harmony, and still celebrating. Because that's what history taught us, right? As Lin-Manuel teaches through his art, as I'm sure you've all been streaming, right? Hamilton, if you haven't, I highly suggest it. But he says, history has its eyes on you. And especially you. And what you choose to do with your borrowed time here on this earth. So as we enter into this time and space of sadness, I would also offer us the opportunity to use these 3 weeks to not only grieve, but to start creating. And I didn't say start celebrating unabashedly, unless, of course, you're Leah Goldsand and her family. But no, I said to start creating. Because our daily liturgy in the morning reminds us of our partnership with God to continually create good with kindness. And for those of you who listen to my SOS, my Song of Strength, number 18, Chai, I can't believe it. But this week, I recorded a song based on the passage, HaMechadesh B'tuvo B'chol Yom Tamid, which means that in kindness, God renews creation every day and reminds us to partner with God. We know exquisite masterpieces of works of art, music, and literature, and sometimes other things are created out of deep pain and longing. So let's use this time wisely, following the advice of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who reminds us of the 3 ways to mourn. The first, to stay silent. The second, to cry. And the third is to transform our sorrow into song. So this Shabbat, we're singing our song together. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be your will. So I invite you now to think about what I just shared as we rise together, if you are able, for our Amidah prayer. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot Umevii Gula Livnei B'nahem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue for a couple moments of silent reflection. Please feel free to have a seat when you are concluded with your personal prayer. At this time, at the conclusion of our personal prayers, we always include a collective prayer for healing for those in our lives who need a refuat hanefesh, ve'refuat haguf, a full body and soul healing. So at this moment, I'll invite you to share those names in the chat box of those for whom you're praying for. And then we will sing Misha Berach together. This week, in our community, our thoughts of healing go to Shraga ben Alexander, Yenta Fega bat Rachel, Eliyahu ben Sarah, Harav Ruvain Shlomo ben Mendel Velea, Naomi bat Miriam Harav Yosef, Gittel bat Yehuda Vechaya, Zissel Chana bat Yita Rivka, Livia bat Rachel, Gavriela bat Nehemiah Udvora, Yafan Adams, Norma Agronoff, Bob Aronson, Jim Connolly, Pat Kodel, Lily Kovitz, Isabel Fasson, Ellie Guinness, Michael Gochenauer, Keith Hargrove, Keisha Hutchins, Ethan Kadish, Ruth Kahn, Delma Killinger, Lachman Konar, Willem Bill Lang, Todd Margulies, Mark Margulies, Nancy Martin, Linda Mendel. We're thinking of William Nolan, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Helene Piselnik, Cassie Ruch, Joe Sanders, Lisa Schur, Ellie Schneider, Ben Simon, Doug Stossel, Florence Taylor, Annette Turner, Barry Turner, Sandy Tizer, Fran Ziegler, and Stan Ziegler. Please forgive me if I mispronounced anybody's names. We pray for all those in need.
Our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Nisheperach imotenu, kol habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
A speedy recovery. We also include a prayer for all those caregivers, especially now. Please join me. For all who are faithfully taking care of the community's needs, may God reward them, protect them from and remove from them all sickness, and heal them completely. May God send them blessings and success in all they do together with all of humanity, and let us say, Amen. We include a prayer for our country. Please join me. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights of your Torah, that they may administer all of affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country with your spirit. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are the pride and glory of our country. May this land under your providence be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, and helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore. And let us say, Amen. And a prayer for Eretz Yisrael. Rock and champion of Israel, please bless the state of Israel, first fruit of the flourishing of our redemption. Guard it in the abundance of your love. Spread over it the shelter of your peace. Rock, go back. Rock and champion of Israel, please. Oh, no, we did that one. Please bless the state of Israel. You're right. First fruit of our flourishing redemption. Send forth your light and truth to those who lead and judge it, and to those who hold elective office. Establish in them through your presence wise counsel, that they may walk in the way of justice, freedom, and integrity. And we sing together. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael veGoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael veGoalo. We rise, if we are able, for our Aleinu prayer.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated.
Friends, this week we recognize the passing of Carol Russ, mother of our Temple Israel members Jason and Jill Russ. We also acknowledge the passing of Dr. David Jenkins, dear uncle of Tim Jenkins. In the period of Shloshim, we remember Francis Kreiselman. If you are in the period of Shiva or Shloshim, or the 11-month period after losing a loved one, I'll ask you to stand, and we can feel your presence and recognize you as a mourner at this moment. And if tonight is the anniversary of a loved one's death, the yahrzeit, please rise when you hear your loved one's name. We remember Joseph Agranoff, Helene Goodman Cummins, Ethel Dunn, Seymour Gerby, Robert A. Glick Sr., Morris Greenwald, Jeanette Gerwin, Philip J. Halpern, Helen Jacobson, Allison Kallenberg, Ralph Komorowski, S. Richard Kotzer, Henry C. Lefkowitz, Marvin Levine, Martin Joseph Lindsay. We remember Arthur Loeb, Bernice Manson, Joel A. Margulies, Nathan Saul, Eileen Shacker, Miriam Rose Seidlin, Julius D. Stone, Stacy Tabachnik, Marjorie R. Tanis. And please also include Robert Kahn, and any of those people in the chat box, please include their names. And once again, forgive me if I mispronounce anyone's name. I ask everyone now to rise, if it is your custom, to recite the mourner's Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma divrach gerutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyom echon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Ulamei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei B'kudsha Brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom v'romav, Uya asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say amen. You may be seated. So a couple of announcements before Leah will lead us in our Kiddush. You can see we have so many amazing opportunities to really connect with each other and with our own souls in healing. Just a reminder that Jewish meditation and Musar are on hiatus for this week while Rabbi Mars is still away. We have a bat mitzvah tomorrow, so everybody is, I would imagine, included to join us. You'll be able to zoom on in if you go to the Temple Israel website, and we can't wait to celebrate Leah. You can see we also have Urban Zen and Living Like Tall Pines, led by our wonderful congregants and facilitators. We are so blessed. Please check those out for your soul. And we also have lots of other stuff up. Dum, 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 the Art of Jewish Broadway. Who is doing that? Oh, yes, of course, that would be me. But friends, this is a little bit different than my usual concerts. I actually was blessed to teach this course for the Cantor's Assembly. It was called the Cantor's Classroom. There were over like 400 people. So I'm hoping and expecting as many people to come to this class on Sunday. No pressure, but it's super fun. I'm not so much doing a concert, but I will be sharing excerpts from videos and songs and wonderful Jewish composers and shows. So it'll be a really lovely, educational and entertaining hour. So please join me. And you can find the Zoom link again on our website. And then on Monday, look how much stuff we've got going on. We are going to talk. Let's talk. Please join us to answer your financial questions with Mark Coffey and other colleagues and friends on Zoom. So you can get that link on our website as well. And what else do we have? Oh, Stars and Cars. Just what you thought. You thought we can't go to a drive-in movie yet, but we can come into a drive-in Havdalah. This should be really fun. Please join us. We're going to be doing a beautiful short Havdalah ceremony, and then we're going to have some live music, safe live music with our wonderful congregants, Mike Weinstock and Steve Shapiro. They're going to bring their band. We're going to just have some camp, fun, good feeling music and time together. But of course, we're going to be safe. Social distancing and masks in your cars will all be adhered to. But just a chance and an opportunity for us to be together in the same space, parking lot of the JCC. And of course, we didn't forget all the kids and teenagers. Thank you, Beata Abraham, who's put together all these amazing programs. So check all of those out. As you can see, yoga, movement, art, and music. And now my friend Leah, I think that's it, right? No more announcements. Oh, good. Phew. Okay, so Leah, if you have some grape juice, or it might even be bat mitzvah wine, not sure what's in your Kiddush cup, but we are blessed and we say a mazel tov to you, and you can lead us in Kiddush.
Baruch
Baruch
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'avatzon hinhilanu zikaron v'maseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila v'krayeh kodesh zecher lietziat mitzrayim kivanu v'chorata v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava ratzifon imhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Nekadesh Hashabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
You're not going to have them reading the Torah with you tomorrow, though, so Yasher Koach. That was beautiful. Thank you, Gold Sand family. And now, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. Od yavo